Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is, wherever you are. Welcome on in to Speed Gaming 3. We have got Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 2, Week 1 action between Team Swedish Rubbers, represented by Oro, and Team It's Mitts, represented by LittleMsArcade. My name is Westside Vandal. I will be your commentator this afternoon, or evening, whenever it is, for you. And this should be a good race. On the line, 3 points. That'll give It's Mitts a share of the lead in the Kakariko division in the Light World Conference. If LittleMsArcade pulls off the victory here. If not, Oro can put Swedish Rubbers into the middle of the pack. So we are about to get underway here. On tracking these is iBot02. And there we go, we are off. LittleMsArcade starting off first. Bombs there in Sanctuary. Oro a little bit behind on the starting gun there. 300 rupees in Sanctuary though. Alright, looks like LittleMsArcade gonna try and set up the tree pole here. There we go. And our tier 1 tree pole is bombs, so that's going to make Kakariko Village that much easier. Because I'm going to assume that Oro is going to pull the same exact strategy here. Oh, he is not. He's just going to go directly into the Lost Woods. That's interesting. All right. Flippers on the uncle. He took the flippers to try and rescue Princess Zelda. That explains so much. All right, well, missing the tree pole not going to hurt Oro as there's 3 bombs in Thieves' Hideout. Have not seen a map check from either runner yet, but it is very early going. I know I don't usually check map until I really have a reason to, after I've completed Kakariko at least. Speaking of Kakariko, we're going to see Blind's Hideout here. And LittleMsArcade gonna do bomb escape here. Interesting. Meanwhile, Kakariko Well, or excuse me, not Kakariko Well, Blind's Basement, bunch of rupees and the hammer. And the Book of Medora. Interesting start so far. Yeah, LittleMsArcade definitely showing some finesse with those bombs. Meanwhile, Oro with interesting rupee count there. An evil rupee count, one might say. All right. Oh, didn't quite get the angle of launch that she wanted there, so is gonna have to do another bomb on the blue guard there. There we go. Mushroom. Bottle vendor taking lessons in scamming from King Zora today, I see. And Grandma's Hut with 20 rupees. Granted, with the bounty of rupees we have received in Kakariko Village, the loss of 95, not that bad. We still have enough to buy bombs if we wanted to, and still have some left over for the King of Scams himself. Meanwhile, the front of Escape having nothing but that mushroom for us, Uncle having the flippers. Now, LittleMsArcade looks like she's going to be following in Oro's footsteps here. That is a glove on the library bookshelf, so we're going to need those boots sooner rather than later. Oh, Oro missed the bomb throw. That's unfortunate. All right, 15 seconds to get over to the edge here and find whatever garbage floated over there today. 20 rupees, pretty garbage. Oh, we're also going to see the lumberjack ledge here. I don't believe Oro checked this. And that's going to be a problem for Oro because, or could be a problem for Oro because that is the Cane of Samaria. Oh no. Oh boy. And map check. I believe I saw 2 crystals and a blue pendant on Tower of Hera. Okay then. That's green pendant on Tower of Hera. Amarith alternate in the chat with the correction. Also here cheering on her teammate Oro. All right, Oro now in Mini Moldorm Cave. And there's our other glove on Mini Moldorm and the Ice Rod. So Ice Rod in less than 10 minutes means Pendant Turtle Rock, right? That's usually how these things go. Which would be good news for Oro if it is, because that would be one less reason we would need the Cane of Samaria. Meyer does need Cane of Samaria, yes. But there is still one pendant outstanding, if I saw the map correctly. So this could be a blessing in disguise. Oh, chat. Evil J. Bryan living up to his name with the or no, sorry, Sailor Jade living up to somebody else's name, saying pendants for the dungeons that require Cane of Samaria, and then put the Gan's Tower big key on the right side of Gan's Tower, which does require the Cane of Samaria. Oof. Also, Speed Gaming Main with the 155-person raid. Welcome on in to this Week 1 race in the Link to the Past Randomizer League. My name is Westside Vandal. It is Oro representing Swedish Rubbers versus LittleMsArcade representing its Mitts in the Kakariko division of the Light World Conference. Just underway, only about 7 minutes underway here. We already know that the Titan's mitts are going to be boots locked on the library ledge, and the Cane of Samaria is boots locked on the lumberjack ledge. So strap yourselves in. This is going to get interesting in a hurry. Too early to tell yet. Who is in the lead here? Information-wise, I'd probably have to give the edge to LittleMsArcade. She is aware of where that Cane of Samaria is. Oro is not. However, we don't know yet for sure whether that Cane of Samaria is going to be required. We do know we are going to need those boots to grab that those Titans, so we're going to take the Book of Medora here and open up Desert. All right. Again, LittleMsArcade currently following in Oro's footsteps, repeating the South Shore checks here. Gonna be receiving her first gloves in Mini Moldorm. Or not, because she's gonna take those flippers and use that Whirlpool. Interesting choice. And all right then.
We're in this together.
Whoop. Heart container in the right side of desert. And the map. Alrighty. Oh, gonna save scum that mushroom is LittleMsArcade. Gonna keep that in the back pocket, although that's interesting considering she knows where that cane of Samaria is. That's preparing for a super troll if you're saving the mushroom for a fake powder when you know the cane of Samaria is on Aga 1. Ice Rod was in Mini Moldorm as well. Alright. The often maligned Agina's Cave, one of the least popular Spear Zero checks, once again proves why it is so unpopular. Just a little piece of love for that annoying walk through the cave. We're gonna take those gloves and check the back of Escape now. Okay. Just a shield and the small key, so nothing helpful there. And I don't quite remember what all was in front of Escape apart from that the mushroom, but I think there might be an item left in Dark Cross. I do not remember if we saw the map or not yet. Map was in Zelda's cell, so per our tracker. So yes, there is an item in Dark Cross. There is no compass for Hyrule Castle, so there is an item in Dark Cross because we've seen the big key and the or not the big key, sorry, the map and the small key already. So, all right. Oro now heading to the Eastern Palace area. Gonna check Saha's closet here and what he can of Eastern, I would assume. Both our runners also got to be looking at that rupee count and going, we can technically get to King Zora. There's blue mail. And not much else. Yeah, I feel like both of these runners are eyeing Zora's domain here rather gamely at the moment. They may also want to, well, in Oro's case, he needs to find those flippers on Uncle. He might be waiting for either that or the Moon Pearl. LittleMsArcade does have the flippers, so it is going to be able to loop in the ledge and waterfall cave while she goes up there. Just a big 20 on Ice Rod Cave. So we are just a Moon Pearl away from Dark World access here. It'd almost be good for Oro, though, if the Moon Pearl, and hear me out here, was on the Pyramid Ledge. Cape and a light source. Most runners don't really like doing Dark Agate Tower, but we'll see what happens here. Chat pointing out in response to me mentioning Moon Pearl was gating our Dark World entrance. There's our first bottle from the hobo. Moon Pearl gating our Dark World entrance. Chat pointing out a cape or a sword upgrade would point us towards Aga. That plus the lamp specifically. Alright, so Sick Kid is now in logic as well for LittleMsArcade. Wouldn't that be a nice tangled mess of unlocks there? Alright, Waterfall Cave is going to have our other mail upgrade, so our runners could be very quickly outfitted in red mail, depending on how things go here. Green potion from the Waterfall Fairy today. Oro making his way through the dark room here in Eastern. And, oh boy, Oro definitely going to have to make his way to the uncle, or hope he finds the equipment to do splash deletion, because that's the Moon Pearl on Zora Ledge. Fortunately, nothing of note in Eastern so far. So LittleMsArcade gonna be heading to the Dark World here shortly as little piece of love for 500 rupees. That's it's a bit of a scam there. Right. Oro is indeed gonna get head over to the front of Escape and Uncle here. Gonna be receiving those flippers. And a bunch of arrows from that tree pole. Nice. Alright, so LittleMsArcade is going to go to Eastern from the looks of it. Interesting play. Alright, Oro now going to do the front of Escape as well, receive the mushroom, and that's about it. Fear Agent pointing out, probably just a Saha check here. No, looks like she's going to continue the play into Eastern. Maybe just hoping that the bow is trolling here. Unfortunately, as we already know, it is not. Yeah, an interesting decision here by LittleMsArcade. Definitely will note that down for the post-race, if at all possible. Does give Oro a little bit of time to play catch-up here, because Oro is going to have to take those flippers and go to Zora's Domain. Fortunately for Oro, with all the other checks he's already done, Zora's Domain is pretty much going to be the only thing he has left after he clears out Escape here. Five hearts, yes, but had blue mail, did just get red mail from Saha's closet. That's a bit less of a problem. could just be afraid of, could just have a bad feeling and have decided to dip Eastern because she thought it was going to be a troll. Who knows? We will note that down for the interview. All right, Oro taking the Death Warp here, so I think we're about to see him navigate the Dark Room to get to Dark Cross. Alright, and indeed, Oro, heading in to the darkness, unfortunately is unable to cast a magic missile into said darkness. But does have the hammer to make sure he is, to give him some sort of perspective on where he is. Excuse me. All right. Both our runners now in dark rooms. LittleMsArcade in the slightly easier to navigate Eastern. Oro gonna have to watch his health here. Thank you for your concern, Chad. I'm fine. Oh, and Oro does take a death, unfortunately. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to give up and come back later with the lamp or fire rod. He is indeed going to do that. I love the chaos. Oh my goodness. Alright, so Oro is indeed going to take those flippers and check up with the hobo and Zora's Domain here. Gonna be receiving that moon pearl shortly. Yes, in V31 of the randomizer logic, you can clear rooms that have torches that can be lit with the fire rod with the fire rod. So Dark Cross is one of those rooms that can be opened by the fire rod in V31. All right. So LittleMsArcade now is the one kind of following in Oro's footsteps a little bit, heading into Desert, which this is also kind of an interesting play. Again, choosing to like stick in the light world with dark world access when we don't have logical ability to clear either of these dungeons at the moment. Must be very, very wary of some sort of troll location here. Yeah, this is a Desert Palace dip with no boots and no fire source. When Hype Cave is, yeah. So some interesting routing decisions here from LittleMsArcade. We'll have to note that down for the post race. All right, nothing doing there. Or we're gonna get scanned by the King of Scams here, and then receive his moon. Go down and grab his moon pearl. All right, and now what does LittleMsArcade want to do? Gonna be grabbing some bombs here, correctly called out by chat. Oro looking at his item situation as he decides his next move. But he goes, oh, hey, I have a hammer, I have a glove, I have a moon pearl. Let's go check this out real quick. And by this, I mean, oh, he's going to save Scum the Mushroom. Just as LittleMsArcade did. LittleMsArcade now finally heading to the Dark World. And we are going to see the check of the location, sometimes known as Hype Cave here. All right, 5 rupees and the reset from Oro. Both runners hoping to use that mushroom for a fake powder, which is logical for Oro, who is not yet aware of that Cane of Samaria on Lumberjack. LittleMsArcade is aware of that Cane of Samaria being on Lumberjack. There's our Dark World map check. Looked like a 5/6 crystal on Swamp and Turtle Rock. Thank you for the double check there, LittleMsArcade. So, we are going to need that Cane of Samaria, because we need to get into Turtle Rock. Mire and Ice, or our other 2 pendants. So, those boots need to turn up, and we need to go to Aga 1. And that is astonishingly bad news for Oro, who has yet to check the Lumberjack. The pedestal has not been checked. There are still a few items that could be on there at this point, but that's not something we're going to speculate on until we're starting to run a little bit lower on options, because we still need, there's still so many points of data that we need to even get to that point, that it's kind of not really in the cards to discuss. Okay, so Oro going to use the Northern Dark World portal here and check Village of Outcasts. There's our map check on Oro's end to reconfirm everything. And Oro is going to dive into Skull Woods here. This play has become semi-popular in V31, especially with the change to what's known as the Pinball Room, which I'll point out when we see, which should be shortly. All right, there's our first sword in Skull Woods, so already a payoff there. All right, and Oro's just like, you know what, I got a sword, I'm good. Can't say I blame him. All right. Did not quite catch what was on that bumper ledge there. And LittleMsArcade looks like she is going to be heading into the Village of Outcasts here as well. Chat got my back. Got the big 20 spotted on the bumper cave there. All right. Now Village of Outcasts. Sword in hand and hammer in hand means Thieves Town is full clearable. So I would not be surprised to see Oro jump in at this point. Chat trying to say Boots can be on pedestal? No, Boots need to show up because we need to do Aga 1 for Cane of Samaria. Cane of Samaria is required to clear Misery Mire, which is one of our pendants. All right. Oh, synchronized chess game here. LittleMsArcade gets a little bit better first randomized junk item, though. 50 rupees as opposed to 1 heart heal. Still early-ish in the seed here, so we'll see how things develop. Also of note, remember, those Titans mitts are on the library bookshelf. So we really need those boots. All right. Into Thieves Town goes Oro. LittleMsArcade gonna be not too far behind. All right. Oh, there's the lamp, so that's gonna open up a few things. And there's the big key, which, I mean, couldn't really have been anywhere else. So now we're just looking for the Master Sword or the Cape for that Aga 1 access. And we continue through Thieves Town here. So we're kind of in an item lull for a moment. So once again, Link to the Past Randomizer League action here. Week 1 of the 2nd season. This is just a no-frills, open mode, defeat Ganon seed. No reduced crystal count or anything weird like that. Just a good old-fashioned, get all 7 crystals, climb Ganon's tower, beat Ganon, and you're done. These two teams are in the Kakariko division of the Light World Conference. Its Mitts took down the first game between these two this week, Falcon defeating Amarith over on Speed Gaming 2 on the 3rd, if you want to go track that VOD down. It was actually a fairly interesting matchup, if my memory serves. All right, the Attic. Grasshopper, please. There we go. The Attic just having the map, so not worth the dance of death there. So yeah, at stake here, its Mitts with a win will have at worst a three-way tie for first place in the division. And if Swedish Rubbers takes the win, Oro takes the win, they'll be firmly in the middle of the pack. It's been amazing to see the growth of this community from the last year of this league. This league last year had 16 teams. This year it has 64. And yeah, it went from 16 to 32 in something like, what was it, 36 seconds? Something insane like that. And then the other 32 joined up over the course of a couple weeks. So... And some people say Link to the Past Randomizer is dead. 27 seconds, I'm being corrected by Fear Agent. And there's our Master Sword in the big chest of Thieves Town. So, hey, guess what? We can do Aga 1. A little bit of a high five from our runners there. Oro coming up the stairs with the Maiden, as LittleMsArcade is heading downstairs to get the Maiden and that Master Sword. A nice timely hint from Blind there, or at least if you live in the Northern Hemisphere. Oro, relatively clean blind fight there. Did take 1 hit of damage there, but still kills blind. Receives 10 arrows for his trouble, and draws first blood at 34 minutes and 24 seconds. And yes, the first sword was in Skull Woods. Alright, so Oro now gonna head down here and do race game. Also probably gonna go ahead and take a look at Stumpy and Hype Cave, because this is his first trip into the Dark World, whereas LittleMsArcade took the Swamp Portal and did Hype Cave over to Alec Baldwin's Dig game here. Unfortunately, we already know the Dig game just has 10 arrows on it. LittleMsArcade with a nice blind kill herself, gonna even up the crystal count at 1 apiece. Alright. So we are gonna need to see what these runners decide to do next. Palace of Darkness is indeed calling. LittleMsArcade gonna go ahead and head into the front of Skull Woods as well. We could access some of Death Mountain, yes. Not a whole lot of it, mind you, but some of it. We can make we can make the old man rescue, and we can grab what's underneath Spectacle Rock. Siberian? Yeah, there we go. I was about to say, how do you suggest we do that without the hook shot? Colin Mirror and Spec Rock Cave. Oof. Ooh, chat, come on now. See, it's already rude enough. Let's not invite that rudeness into the world. Alright, so Oro gonna check the pyramid ledge here. Oh, LittleMsArcade. Earlier I mentioned the pinball room. Here it is. The bug net is our second item in Skull Woods, so... Alrighty then. This particular room, until V31, was always guaranteed to have a small key. They now have changed the logic so that an item can be in that room, as you just saw. So it made it a bit more appealing of a play to check the front of Skull Woods, even if you didn't have Fire Rod, and it's something that I've been seeing a lot of in V31. So, the bug net for LittleMsArcade, if we didn't already have Master Sword, would let Aga be beaten with Swagnet strats. Oro, meanwhile, gonna go ahead and not hard isolate Catfish here, and then I would assume, unless Catfish just coughs up the boots, because he ate some poor traveler wearing a sweet set of boots, I would assume Oro's gonna check Palace of Darkness next. Good intentional Wallmaster there from LittleMsArcade. And that's a red item, but it's not the red item Oro was looking for. Save and Quit comes out. Interesting. LittleMsArcade, I don't know why she's insisting on getting the big chest. She did receive the Master Sword and the bug net here. So she should be aware that there's nothing left in Skull Woods of value. That was an interesting little decision there. Oro gonna go ahead and head to Death Mountain here, rescue the old man, and check what's inside Spectacle Rock. And LittleMsArcade checking Bumper Cave herself, just sees the big 20 and goes, meh. Oro still has not checked the Lumberjack Ledge, which is indeed trouble. Because without that knowledge, once he receives boots, he's going to go directly to the library bookshelf and get those Titans mitts, which is going to open up a lot. LittleMsArcade making the long journey up to Catfish as well. Mirror underneath Spectacle Rock! Who called that in chat? Who is the evil person that called that in chat? Oh, it was Rufio. Okay. Wow. However, again, that's actually bad for Oro, who still does not have the information that the Cane of Samaria is on Lumberjack Ledge. Misses the bomb jump back across, too, so now he's going to have to do the walk of shame down the diagonal hallway with annoying mini Moldorms. I think we'll have to agree to disagree on that one, Chirality. At this point, Oro now has the mirror, knows that the second he finds those boots, by the way, shovel on top of Spec Rock, I didn't even notice that the first time. Has the mirror, gonna grab those boots, knows the Titan's mitts are on library bookshelf. That opens so much of the map, it's not even funny. Do you really think he's gonna... Well, okay, he might be proving my point, disproving my point right now by deciding to check Ether. All right. Oro, meanwhile, heading over to East Death Mountain, while LittleMsArcade is going to be looking like she's making the play into Palace of Darkness. Alright, Spiral Cave here. The most boring version of Spiral Cave without those boots or even the hookshot. So if the blue jellies decide to be somewhat electric, you can just be waiting for a while. Oro did indeed skip Tower of Hera, Green Pendant, Tower of Hera, which is an interesting, a particularly interesting decision. I can see an argument for both sides. All right, Palace of Darkness, early big key for Palace of Darkness. Ten arrows and 20 rupees in the bottom of Paradox Cave. LittleMsArcade does have that green potion. I do believe we're about to see the potion unlock glitch here, the camera unlock glitch. We are technically bow locked here in Palace of Darkness, but we have ways around that, as we are about to see. All right, Paradox Cave has nothing for us today. Oro also just not having a good time with any bomb jump setups either. All right, LittleMsArcade, potion camera unlock glitch acquired. Basically, you stand at a certain spot in the room below, drink a potion while walking to the left, and it unlocks the camera. And because Link to the Past is a very well-coded video game, enemies that leave the screen are temporarily considered dead. So you can just make the mimics walk off screen, and that unlocks the door. So LittleMsArcade gonna continue the trek into Palace of Darkness here. Reminder that most of what we see here is going to be bow locked, and by most I mean all, because we did not get a small key in the left side chest. Early big key for Tower of Terra. Compass in that chest. Okay. Last enemy in that kill 'em all room being a little bit stubborn for Oro. All right. Small key. Bomb jump. Another bomb jump for Oro. Got it this time. And there's Bacon, Tempered Sword. It's our first item in Tower of Hera. Of note, we do have that small key, so there is a possibility that there's an item locked in that basement. Okay. Oro now gonna be able to. Well, Moldorm says, "You know what? I really don't appreciate you coming down here. So here, just go away. Try again." LittleMsArcade continuing the trek back into the back of Palace of Darkness. Whoop. Oro gets the Moldorm kill. Receives the other item, and even though it's not what he wanted to see per se, it is kind of what he wanted to see, because now we can just leave that basement alone. Does receive the green pendant for his troubles. Meanwhile, Fire Shield over in Palace of Darkness. And a small key. Harmless Hellway. With just a compass. If Sahasrahla has something for that green pendant, well, that would just be just like this seed at this point. We're now heading back over to what I would assume would be the Kakariko Dark World portal. Red Rupee there in Palace of Darkness. Palace of Darkness not really giving us much. Just the Fire Shield so far. Up! Well, that's the other bow. That is blocked behind the first bow. So, interesting. That is our logical silver arrows in the big chest of Palace of Darkness. So LittleMsArcade, I would assume, is just going to go ahead and kill LittleMsArcade. Potion unlock paying off for LittleMsArcade with the what would be logically silvers, but instead is just LittleMsArcade's first bow. All right, bomb out. Yakty Sacks trying to avoid the those guys there. Avoids damage. All right. Rufio, not content to have just called Mir on Graveyard inside Spectacle Rock, is now calling for the logical bow to be in Graveyard Ledge. $10 bomb pack in Cave 45, so that's just gonna stay right where it is. We'll alert the Hyrulean bomb squad to that location. Alright. Gonna see what's on the shovel here, which was on top of Spectacle Rock. More bombs. Really, the entire Grove area of Light and Dark Hyrule just needs to be just scoured by that bomb squad, so we should probably get them on that. Oh, Oro could be heading for Swamp Palace here. After the Bombos check, of course. Well, LittleMsArcade having a little bit of trouble with this Terrapin room. There we go. Quake, that's not where you're supposed to be, buddy. But thanks for coming anyway. All right. So, LittleMsArcade into the Helmassar King fight. 17 whacks with that hammer will remove the mask, or 4 bombs if you're feeling confident in your RNG prediction capabilities. And then 8 arrows, and I believe it's 6 Master Sword swings. Could also do 4 whacks with the hammer if you want to get really up close and personal. Which... Oh, 5 bombs, thank you. I got all of the numbers wrong, apparently. Great. Little piece of love from Helmassar King. More importantly, however, second crystal for LittleMsArcade. Just hit it until it's dead. I mean, that's what I usually do. Oro just on point with the numerically pleasing rupee counts. Hit a 666 earlier, now has 1,111. Also has ether, so medallions off the list for potential pedestal problems. All right. So I think LittleMsArcade is going to be checking Agina, and that's about it here. All right. So the Swamp Palace play continues for Oro. Without that hook shot, can't really go further into the back of Swamp Palace, so we're hoping something either shows up here or is on left side of Swamp. Well, that's the big key. That's a full heart container. And we're gonna go check out what the left side of Swamp Palace has for us. And now we're just getting into the territory where you just really... I mean, yes, it's cool if something's over here, but you almost wish something wasn't over here, because it's a real drag to have to walk this, especially without the hook shot. Like, there are no winners of this play here. Nevertheless, Oro continuing on. Hookshot would make this dungeon full clearable. Boots would start the train rolling on Titan's Mitts and the Cane of Samaria, which Oro is still unaware of. Eastern Palace was checked early before we had those things. And that bow is actually out of logic at the moment because it was located in the Palace of Darkness big chest. And Palace of Darkness is bow locked because there is no small key in the one chest we have access to without the bow. I did not quite see what that was on that first chest. Oh, it was the boots! Oh! Oh no! So that's gonna send Oro over to the library ledge, or library bookshelf at the very least. And just a map in the other chest on the left side of Swamp. Alright. So, boots acquired. Nice spin speed by Oro there. And Oro is making a beeline for the library bookshelf for those Titan's Mitts. LittleMsArcade now heading into Tower of Hera. Alright, Titan's Mitts gonna be acquired here for Oro. Puts the right side of Dark Death Mountain in play, although in a really circuitous kind of manner. Alright. Moment of truth time for Oro here. He is heading to the Dark World portal with those Titan's Mitts. What's his next move gonna be here? LittleMsArcade, meanwhile, in Hera, we already know what's up here, just the Tempered Sword. I say just the, even though tempered, Master to Tempered is a high leap. Alright, looks like Oro is going to check that Lumberjack cave here. So I will go ahead and offer my apologies to Chirality. You were right. He's not going to be happy about this, but at least he will now know about it. The slight pause of, did I really just see that? Did I really just see that? And then the double check. All right. So he's going to file that information away for the time being and continue with these checks in northern Hyrule here. Bonk Rocks, Graveyard Ledge, King's Tomb, etc., etc., etc. There's the other cane. And Moldorm is not taking anybody's nonsense today in Tower of Hera. Good gracious. And now the pendulum has swung here. Those boots being on left side swamp, those are going to be a bit of a problem for LittleMsArcade. We still have not seen, by the way, what is on that green pendant. Whoop. Oro, mirror bonking there. That's unfortunate. There we go. Rufio breathing a sigh of relief that we aren't burning the witch. The other bow was not on Graveyard Ledge. So there are a lot of places where that logical first bow could now be. With the Titans found and the Cane of Samaria available and all 3 medallions available, that first bow could even be in Turtle Rock. All right, Smith's Chain starting up for Oro. Gonna go ahead and rescue a very good friend of mine, Jeremiah the Bullfrog. Hammer pegs with the ability to item dash. Never gets old. As we cross the hour mark here on Speed Gaming 3. Just a little piece of love. Hammer pegs. You do hammer dash by equipping the hammer and pressing both the dash button and the item use button on the exact same frame. Sounds a lot harder than it is. Just bombs off the Dwarven swordsmiths today. Oro gonna go ahead and try the Phantom Chest glitch here. Basically, the game doesn't check to see if you have the purple chest following you until after you've completely loaded in from the mirror. So, if you mirror into the light world right in Gary's interaction radius, the game will allow you to interact with Gary before and turn in the purple chest before it goes, oh wait, you don't have the purple chest behind you anymore. Well, that's a problem. That's the powder! That is an amazingly awful spot for the powder in this particular scene. Okay. Okay, game, I see you. Or just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and do AGA 1 right now while I'm thinking about it. The funny thing is, I was going to make a joke about how Oro probably wishes he had done AGA 1 before doing Smith's Chain so he could fake powder, and then that happened. LittleMsArcade gonna go ahead, take that lamp, and check Dark Cross now. Just 20 rupees. So really, about the only two questions remaining to us now are, where is that fire rod, and where is our logical first bow? Because LittleMsArcade used the potion unlock glitch in Palace of Darkness to find the bow she currently has equipped, which was in the Palace of Darkness big chest, which is unreachable in logic without a bow, because the first chest in Palace of Darkness, the only one you can access without a bow, had the big key in it. Fire Rod, of course, needed for both Mothula in Skull Woods and Trinex in Turtle Rock. Sick Kid has been checked. It was just 20 rupees. Actually, it may not have been 20 rupees, but it was something equally worthless. LMA doesn't have boots because they're on left side of swamp. And that, more than anything, is the difference right now. Well, that and Oro has had slightly better routing throughout this. Shovel has been checked. It's just 3 bombs. And not just any part of swamp, the Fear Agent. Left side of swamp. Now, I know you guys in chat like to concoct nightmare scenarios, but I just thought of a particularly vile one, and I'm just gonna go ahead and put out there. What if the magic bat has the hook shot? And looks like we're gonna get synchronized AGA 1 fights here, by the way. How many blue balls do you think we're gonna see, chat? We can see anywhere from 0 to 15. How this AGA 1 fight works, the first in a cycle is guaranteed to be an energy ball that you can hit back at AGA 1. And then I believe it's the next 3 can be 50-50 blue balls or red balls. We've seen 2 blue balls so far. 3 blue. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, nope. Never mind. The 15 dream is dead. All right. There's a 4th blue ball there. Oro getting a little bit too close to AGA 1 there. All right, 4 blue balls, And down goes Aga on both sides at the same time. Some synchronized frustration spins as well from both our runners. And there's the save and quit from Oro. LittleMsArcade, meanwhile, there we go. Yeah, that is one of the least pleasant spots to mirror bonk in the entire game. Interesting that LittleMsArcade isn't just going to immediately go pick up her Cane of Samaria while she's thinking about it. Then again, we do know oh wait, she doesn't have boots. Duh! I should have had a V8, chat. Cane of Samaria for Oro. Okay. I just realized LittleMsArcade has yet to go to, again, does not have boots. Never mind. Clearly my caffeine is no longer effective. Send help, chat. Alright, Oro gonna go ahead and turn that very, very poorly placed powder in. And here we go. That magic bat is holding on to a red potion. I deserved that. I deserved that from chat. I secretly replace your caffeine with magic powder. Apparently you can't tell the difference. I deserved that. That's fair. Meanwhile... Oro, I believe, gonna be heading over to Dark Death Mountain here. Might also loop Spike Cave in. Alright. LittleMsArcade receiving that Quake medallion from the Bombos tablet. And I would assume, because it's basically all she has left, is going to be heading into Swamp Palace. Yes, indeedy. There we go. So she's going to be frustrated at this, but I think we'll eventually be happy with those boots on left side. Meanwhile, Quake Medallion for Turtle Rock. Is this even randomized? Both runners have defeated Moldorm and picked up that green pendant. We do not yet know what that green pendant is going to be worth for our runners today. I see a few calls for hookshot in chat. Buttersword and flute. Oh, hey, by the way. Oh, wait, no. Misery Meyer's pendant. Never mind. Oh, hey, by the way, you know what I just realized? I'm pretty sure hookshot could be on the pedestal. It is not in the chest we can reach by bonking in Hookshot Cave. if Ice Palace is not hookshot locked, yeah, that could be a problem. Yeah, we are looking for hookshot, we are looking for fire rod, and we are looking for wherever that first logical bow is. Again, if you're just joining us, the bow LittleMsArcade has is logically locked behind another bow. Because Palace of Darkness was entirely bow locked, she used the potion unlock glitch, and the bow happened to be sitting in the big chest. Bombos does count for Ice Palace. Alright, LittleMsArcade heading to the left side of Swamp here. Gotta be receiving those boots shortly. Alright, Spike Cave completed for just a little piece of love. Gonna avail himself of the 8 hearts here and run back out Spike Cave. With the assistance of Super Speed for part of it. Near out. Chat pointing out hookshot could very well be on Trinex himself in Turtle Rock. Alright. LittleMsArcade, very shortly about to receive her boots. Oh, is this what I think it is? Oh, nope, Oro goes, oh wait, I have this flute that needs activating. Oro did get the magic off of that tree, correct. But that's not, that wouldn't have been needed for what I thought Oro might be doing. I thought Oro might have been going to check the pedestal, to be quite honest. I wouldn't have blamed him because this seed has just thrown some, has just faked the funk on some nasty dunks so far. Meyer Shed has half a heart in it. Hey, muscle memory is a thing, you know. Muscle memory is indeed a thing. Also, ether for for Misery Meyer. Once again, I ask you, is this even randomized? Fire Rod is in Checkerboard Cave. And Oro immediately going to take that, take the opportunity to do desert here. Use those boots, get that big key off the torch. the fight continues here. Oro heading to the back of Desert Palace, take on Landless. LittleMsArcade with those boots in hand. Also going to pick up some fairies here. Nice game knowledge. Going to pick up the Cane of Samaria here. All right. Oro getting a little stuck there on the dashing there for just a moment. Gets it taken care of. Fire Rod shots out. Has plenty of magic left for that Fire Rod and has Butter Sword. This Landless fight shouldn't be a problem. LittleMsArcade's bow is outside of logic due to the potion camera unlock glitch. Because what's in the left side chest in the entrance to Palace of Darkness has to be a small key, or you are what is called bow locked. Alright, there's Oro's second crystal. So the crystal count is now even at 2 crystals apiece at the 1 hour 21 minute mark. Alright, what's next for Oro here? Heading back to 3. This is gonna be the Skull Woods play, and we'll see if he decides to read that pedestal. Yeah, I was about to say, 2 crystals at 1 hour and 21 minutes in cannot feel good at all if you're Oro. And basically last locationing those boots can't feel good at all if you're LittleMsArcade. Point of order here, Oro does not actually have both items from Skullwoods yet. He did not do Pinball Room. He just found the first sword and noped out of here earlier. So Oro is still technically going to be searching for an item here. We know that it is not something he 100% needs. It is the bug net, which is nice to like catch fairies with and whatnot, but yes, both items are accounted for in Skullwoods. One of them was the sword, and one of them was the bug net. Bug net in Pinball Room. So we'll see if Oro, because Oro obviously is not going to find anything here on Mothula or in the back half here. We'll see if he just decides to skip that if he truly feels super behind, or if he goes, okay, if it's while I'm here. Alright, Oro now. Gold Sword, gonna face off with Mothula here. As long as Mothula stays off of the spikes, this should be a relatively easy fight. Mothula is not staying off of the spikes. Good gracious. Mothula, please. There we go. Alright. So there's Oro's third crystal. LittleMsArcade en route to her third. Alright. Oro mirror out. Book out. And here we go, chat. What's it gonna be? Is the pedestal dedestal or... Oh, it's half magic. So pedestal is dedestal. Just 20 rupees off of the Armos Knights. So that is not our answer. So our hookshot and our bow is somewhere in Ice Palace, Misery Mire, or Turtle Rock. Fire Rod was on Checkerboard Cave. It's like poetry, it rhymes. Alright, Oro making his way down to the pinball room here to get his, what we know to be the bug net. But for Oro, it would be peace of mind to make sure he has both items out of here at this point. LittleMsArcade about to receive the bad news about Spike Cave. And looks like Oro is had enough of this and is making the Turtle Rock play. Swamp Palace has been dived for the boots on the left side of Swamp. Which, our boots were locking both our Titan's Mitts and our Cane of Samaria. Titan's Mitts on the library bookshelf, and Cane of Samaria double locked in a way, because you need the boots to get onto the Lumberjack ledge, which you also need to defeat Aghanim 1 to unlock. So, and the Desert Big Key, yes, this is also true. So this seed has put our runners through the ringer here. Our runners experiencing the fun times of only having 3 crystals at a point where a lot of runners, or on average, you usually want to be in go mode at about this time in a seed to feel good about things, and yet here we are. The bow that LittleMsArcade has is our logical silvers, because they were in the Palace of Darkness big chest, which needs the big key that was in the left side chest of Palace of Darkness, meaning Palace of Darkness was bow locked. LittleMsArcade used the potion unlock glitch. We're setting up for a cane dash here. Nicely done. 2 small keys there. Yeah, I would imagine Oro is just going to go ahead and clear Turtle Rock while he's here. You'll have to forgive me, I have a bit of divided attention trying to keep track of both these runners and take down notes for post-match. Am I insane, or did Oro not do the spike room to the south in Turtle Rock? Oh, oh yeah, he dipped into it first. Yeah, that's right. Sorry, I forgot he'd already been in. Fire rod is on Checkerboard Cave. LittleMsArcade gonna be disappointed with this, with the big key here. So disappointed, she just runs onto the spikes and ends it all. Oh, she was going... Wait a minute. Okay. I was gonna say it looked like a death warp. Then she got the fairy, and then while the fairy animation was playing, I realized she had the mirror. So that was an interesting sequence of events there. Oro, meanwhile, entering Mimic Cave. Mimics didn't want to cooperate with him for a second, but gets it taken care of. Just 3 bombs. LittleMsArcade activating her flute. As Oro continues the trek towards the depths of Turtle Rock here. It is now time for LittleMsArcade to make a decision here. Where does she go now? Well, first she's gonna check Sick Kid, because she actually hasn't done that yet. 300 rupees. So I was way off when I said 20 earlier. LittleMsArcade gonna fake powder here, and then probably do Smith's Chain and find actual powder and not be amused. Nice laser skips here by Oro as well. There's our hook shot on Laser Bridge. Oro now also gonna have to watch his health here. So we are in logic breaking no mode, because we still do not know where the seed logically expected us to get the first bow. But push on glitch really isn't all that hard. So says the guy who can't actually do it yet, but that's beside the point. Red mail, at least 1 green potion, gold sword. This shouldn't be that hard of a Trinex fight. The bow that LittleMsArcade has is locked behind the first bow in Palace of Darkness, because LittleMsArcade used the potion unlock glitch to get into the bow locked side of Palace of Darkness. phases 1 and 2 of Trinex down. Down goes phase 3. And, well, the first bow was on Trinex. So at 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 20 seconds, Oro is now in go mode. Oh, Oro was a little bit too far down the staircase. It teleported right on top of the rock there. That's always painful. Flute 4, and this is going to be the go mode swamp. Well, kind of go mode swamp, because we did have to... Ooh, logical double dip swamp with an item on left side. Ugh. Oh. Ugh. As Hank Hill would say, buh. So I guess the one nice thing for LittleMsArcade is she is going to have silvers when she eventually gets to Turtle Rock, but yeah, she needs to be getting going that direction here. The magic bat, I'm assuming, Spirit Fox? Yes, it was our second bottle. No, I cannot sell you propane and propane. That wasn't even close. But no, I cannot sell propane and propane accessories. There's the fire rod for LittleMsArcade. All right. Oro gonna be able to finish off Swamp Palace relatively quickly here. Gonna be able to then go mode Palace of Darkness, and as pointed out by chat, with that big key being in that left side chest, it's gonna be a pretty quick jaunt through for Oro. And then gonna be able to just mirror and finish off Armos Knights. So Oro gonna be about 10 minutes out, I would say, from heading to Gen's Tower. It would take some pretty egregious execution errors from Oro, I think, at this point. But stranger things have happened in Rando. Because, especially with Gold Sword, most of the bosses remaining before us are going to melt like, well, like butter. So... I really don't think Oro is looking for silvers. Not enough to go all the way over to the big chest of Palace of Darkness anyway, which is where the silvers are. Like, if they were on the critical path, like if they were in, obviously, one of the right side chests that are just behind the first mimic room, yeah, obviously, but being all the way over in the big chest, he's just gonna go until he finds a small key, and then he's gonna be gone. He's gonna go until he has enough keys to get to Helmisar, and then he's going to go kill Helmisar. I really don't think he finds his way to the big chest. Yeah, third bottle, not that bad of a find off of Argus there. LittleMsArcade clears up landless. Oro does not have the big key. He has not even entered Palace of Darkness yet. But it is the very first chest that he is going to check, so... Or at least I hope he would check it. If he doesn't, that's gonna be painful. Yep, and off he goes. That's gonna be the big Oro. And he's just gonna be searching for some keys and be on his way. Sorry about that. Unplugged my microphone. So, Week 1 action continuing here in the Randomizer League. There are a few more matches slated for tonight as well. Let's see here. We have... looks like we have a couple matches starting at 10 after 9 Eastern Time, so here very shortly. Eastern was dipped by Oro earlier, yes. He cleared it all the way up to, well, to Armos because we can't get back there. So, looks like we have two matches that will be starting here in about 15 minutes. We will likely be heading over to one of them. Actually, one of them is going to be on this very channel as soon as this race concludes. It will be Team Kappa, represented by 1UP40, versus Will Pull Ped for Food, represented by Fatboy 300. All right, LittleMsArcade in the Mothula fight, and Mothula not being nice to either runner today. LittleMsArcade does get the kill though. Okay, moment of truth for LittleMsArcade once again. She does need to make her way to Turtle Rock, as we know, but could be tempted by one of the remaining medallions. That temptation is going to be cut down a little bit by what she's about to find on the pedestal here, the half magic. And as she finds out about half magic, Oro takes down Helmsar King. Gonna be immediately mirroring here to Eastern Palace to take on the Armos Knights and head up to Gan Tower. And it looks like LittleMsArcade is going to make the correct call here. Gonna be heading over to Turtle Rock. Unfortunately, gonna have to go the long way around because of that lack of hookshot. Not really anything LittleMsArcade can do about that. Hookshot, of course, being on Laser Bridge today. Nice quick unlock there of that room by Oro. No. The silvers do not save the amount of time that LittleMsArcade needs to save at this point. Because she's gonna have to kill Argus, and she's going to have to kill Armos Knights after full clearing Turtle Rock. Oro is just about done with Eastern Palace here, and after Oro finishes with Eastern Palace, he is free and clear to go into Gan's Tower. Now, granted, Eastern Palace and Swamp Palace are probably two of the quickest things, or quickest dungeons to just take a straight shot back to the boss on. But... oh yeah, that's right, sorry, I apologize. LittleMsArcade has done Eastern Palace. That's right, she did it after she got the bow in Palace of Darkness. So, the answer stays the same, although it's slightly less severe of a gap, but it's still a pretty decent gap that Silver Arrows is not going to bridge. What might help bridge it is it looks like Oro is going to have to pull out some unorthodox strategies here on the Armos Knights. Never mind, beats them with literally his last arrow. And with that, that's Oro's 7th crystal. There are 22 locations in Gan's Tower where that big key can be. Please enter a number from 1 to 22 in chat where you think that big key is going to be. I'm going to go with my old standby. Because the boots have been so important to this seed, I'm going to go with location number 3, which is usually Bob's Torch. Usually. Alright. LittleMsArcade now in Turtle Rock. Making her way to the back to the hookshot on Laser Bridge and our logical first bow on Trinex, which will be her silver arrows. But it is looking like it's going to be too little too late here. Alright, Oro did receive some arrows. Oh, gets dead rocked, unfortunately. Yeah, LittleMsArcade does have, like, yes, only has one boss left to kill, but it's all the way over in Swamp Palace, which is a bit of a jaunt. Oro, meanwhile, recovered from that dead rocking and is opening up Ganon's Tower. Yeah, LittleMsArcade has played exceptionally well. It's just there were some routing decisions that did not go in her favor. And Oro has managed to route just that little bit better. As 21 points will be up for grabs for our Ganon's Tower Big Key guessing game winner. Oro has managed to route that just that little bit much better. Gonna go full left, so item number 1 was actually Bob's Torch, 20 rupees. The numbers in brackets are the amount of points each team has in the league. You get 3 points for a win, and 1 point for a tie, designated by official SRL rules as within 2 seconds. Chests number 2 and 3 are small keys. Chest number 4 is the map. And chest number 5 is 20 rupees. Oro mirror out, gonna go to the right side here. This is the Link to the Past Randomizer League, now entering its second season. Chest number 6, small key. Chest number 7, heart container. All right. Chest number 8, 9, 10, and 11 coming up. Appreciate chat filling others in on the league while I'm keeping an eye on the big key item count here, or big key chest count here. Eight, nothing. Number 9, nothing. Number 10, nothing. Number 11 is nothing. It's ridiculous. It's not even funny. But yes, everything Stargazer just said is correct. 7 weeks, 8 teams per division. So each team in each division faces each other team once. 2 players from each team will face off in 2 separate matches each week. And each week has a different set of randomized rules to take on. So for example, next week will be Ambrosia, which I'll explain later. Chest number 12, 10 arrows. Used to be a Kingdom of Loathing player. Haven't played it in a while. Alright. So since we got a bit of a traversal to go to chest number 13, Ambrosia is a sword assured, so you start with a sword. Standard seed, where Uncle's text start spoils the boots location, and every single dungeon boss will have an item on them. And by an item, we mean a non-dungeon item. Chest number 13, lucky number 13, is the big key. So, Stargazer, apart from winning the Chat MVP award for explaining the league while I was keeping track of things, wins the Gaddon's Tower Big Key guessing game. Earns 21 points. Duct Tape Plays also guessed 13. Didn't quite get to it as quickly as Stargazer, so he gets 5 points. And Swedish Rubbers, Oro is heading up to the top of Gaddon's Tower. Yes, some interesting seed types in the league schedule this year. For example, week 4 will be what's called a mystery race, as Oro almost takes a death in this mimic room here, where there's a very specific set of weights, and our runners, and indeed us up in the commentary booth, will not know what type of seed it is until the information is determined by playing the seed itself. It could be random. It could be entrance randomizer. It could be enemizer. It could be key sanity. It could be all of the above. A very, very interesting mode, to be sure. There's also a cross keys week where it will be a cross world entrance randomizer with key sanity mode enabled, so that'll be fun. Yeah, rip those facing Andy, like say third strongest mole, which comprises of myself, Drunk Feature Self, and Virtua Cat. I don't know who's going to be the sacrificial lamb that week yet. With my luck, it'll probably be me. All right, Oro continuing the climb here. And LittleMsArcade is now heading to Swamp. Nice initial spin there for the first hit on all 3 heads. Doesn't quite get the second to go on all 3 heads, but that's an easy cleanup for Oro for Landmo 2. And the trek up the gauntlet continues. Plenty of great players in the league. A lot of them are indeed in League Hylia division, but that's not to discount the other 7 divisions in this league. As Oro continues the climb here. We've got 2 other matches tonight. We've got Team Kappa 1UP40 versus Will Pulpit for Food, represented by Fatboy 300. Was scheduled to start right about now on Speed Gaming 3. You might notice that we're kind of still using Speed Gaming 3, so either that race will be delayed or it's somewhere else. I have not been informed of that yet. And then we also have... I did not write down the player names, but Team Did You Check Your Boot versus Team Hyrule Track and Field, getting underway on Speed Gaming 5 here shortly. And then Grouchy Old Men, represented by Lumaga, taking on Where in the World Is Our Gosh Dang Bombos, represented by, I'm probably going to butcher this, I apologize, Varanth on the ALTTPR League 2 at 1040. Oro takes down Moldorm 2 and is heading off to fight in the Geometry Wars, Aghanim 2. Skips Moldorm's last possession, which honestly I can't blame him for. At this point, you've got to be looking over your shoulder for the dot done at any second. These patterns could stand to be a little friendlier for Oro, but he's making do. Alright. Down goes Aghanim 2 for Oro. Oro now going to be heading to the big pig fight. Going to be doing it silverless. However, that gold sword gonna even things out a little bit in the first 2 phases. Just 8 slashes per the first 2 phases with that gold sword, and then 12 spins. Well, technically slashes, but it's usually easier to time it to spin on phase 4. 8, 8, 4, and 12. Sorry. You can slash for the first 3 phases, but the last phase really easier to spin. This is by no means a gimme fight here for Oro, who is just about to enter phase 4. Ganon can decide to just telefrag you here if you're not careful. Torch glitch acquired for Oro. There's 1 hit. 2. And LittleMsArcade is going to enter Ganon's tower here during this fight. 4. Oro well on his way to victory here. A little bit too early on that one. Freezes Ganon in place. Had his timing thrown off a little bit here. Keeping his composure, though. Keeping calm. Keeping cool and collected. Trying to time this one out. Does so. Oh. Okay. There we go. That's going to be an exploding invisible big pig. And with that, as long as Oro survives the most dangerous 1x3 bridge in all of Hyrule, he will take down the victory here. And kind of even things out a little bit in his division. And there it is. Oro finishes in first place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 1 minute, and 14 seconds. Did you like that placement? Yeah, no, that was pretty good bow placement, Seed. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. That was pretty good. All right. So, with that, we are going to be joined by Oro. GG's.
Hey, thanks, Wes. How's the race from your end?
Pretty decent. There were some interesting times there. To put it lightly. I was worried for you for a bit, even though chat kept assuring me that you were waiting for Boots to check that lumberjack location, because LittleMsArcade knew about that relatively quickly, and you didn't. And with where those Titansmiths were, I was with them opening up a lot of the map. I was like, I personally wouldn't check lumberjack, but
Yeah, I knew that boots were going to be required, so I was kind of thinking, like, okay, I'm just going to find boots, and then I'm going to check lumberjack and graveyard ledge and bonk rocks and King's Tomb at all at the same time. And it felt really, really good when I had a couple of options open, and I went into Hookless Swamp and found the boots, and like, okay, that's feels like I'm doing a good job.
Yeah, C definitely did its best to try and troll the both of you. How about that powder placement? For one thing. Being on the purple chest.
Yeah, and that was less than optimal as far as routing goes.
Yeah. Well, as an example of kind of some of the weird things that happened during this seed, LittleMsArcade actually saved the mushroom after knowing where the Canis Mario was, and she fake powdered. So
Yeah.
that could have saved a little bit of time if the powder had actually been anything besides just another bottle. But
yeah, I also saved the powder or saved the mushroom, but I didn't actually do anything with it until.
Oh yeah, that's right. You did reset. Sorry.
Yeah, because I picked up that Samaria and then the powder. Like, all right, I picked up powder and then Samaria. But I was just like, okay, I'm going this way. I might as well kill Aga because I know that I need Canis Samaria.
Yeah. Just those boots were in a nice spot too. Nothing like a logical Swamp Palace double dip.
Yeah, but I mean, from my perspective, I felt like I went into Swamp Palace at an appropriate time, and it paid off.
Yes,
in this particular seed. I feel good that I didn't go into pod, or I didn't try to finish off a whole bunch of one-offs like Graveyard Ledge.
Yeah, that was the main difference here. I would say is you had some tighter routing than LittleMsArcade did. She did potion unlock glitch into Palace of Darkness, which Palace of Darkness big chest was the silvers.
I did see that from Ganon, but I am pretty happy with my routing of being able to get the big key out of the the first chest on the left, and then being a small key on the bowlock side, and just being able to go straight to hell.
Yeah. Yeah, and I was a little bit interested by chat. Some members of chat were thinking you might try and go that far, and I was just like, no, he's gonna get the big key. He's gonna have one small key. He's gonna be off the hill. Excuse me, Helma. Pretty quickly. Because I mean, Gold Sword is a pretty good weapon to have for a silverless cannon fight.
Yeah, if I were on Master Sword, I would check the few chests, but Gold Sword, Red Mail, and I had like 13 or 14 hearts.
Yeah.
Let's just hurry up and... I don't know where I am. I feel like I'm a little bit ahead because of that swamp dip, but let's just hurry up and get to Ganon. Now that I'm in go mode, and I've like skipped an entire dungeon.
Okay. Yeah, not really a whole lot to comment on like your race specifically that I made note of. But then again, I was flying solo up here, so I didn't really have time to like type much down. I basically just have Kane of Samaria ? Because I noted that down because I figured that was going to be a bit more of a turning point than it ended up being. And then I have a question specifically for LittleMsArcade about some of her routing decisions early on in the seed.
Yeah, it worked out for me because like Boots locked literally everything, and I found Boots almost as quickly as I could have. Because I locked Samaria, that locked Hookshot. You could have potion glitched or mimic clipped your way to one of the bows, but the other bow was locked by the mitts. So I felt pretty okay with my routing for that seed.
All right, yeah, like I said, it was a pretty tightly routed seed. It was just a seed where Sahabot decided, you know what, these runners need to be put through the ringer. Here you go, play this garbage.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long seed, but it never felt like it was taking a really long time. Like, I don't know, that was a fun, tight race.
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah, it was a pretty tightly run race, and it's just again, LittleMsArcade had a few hiccups routing wise. She's actually executed fairly well this seed.
Yeah, I don't know much about Miss Arcade except she's like one of the prominent members of the French community. So, but like I don't know what her strengths are, what her weaknesses are. I just tried to like play this seed by the books because I knew that like she could beat me in any given seed based on routing or execution. So I just had to do my best.
All right, she is just out to head to the Geometry Wars here, Aghanim 2. But yeah, one of the main things I can point at is she got her Dark World access, and then she dipped both Eastern and Desert before she went to Dark World.
Didn't I do that too?
You did. You didn't have Dark World access though. You did the dungeon dips before you got your Moon Pearl.
Okay.
Whereas she got the Moon Pearl and then went into Desert and Eastern when we had no logical clearance for them. It's almost like the only thing I could think of is that she just had like a premonition that there was going to be something trolly in one of those locations.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't remember where my Dark World access was exactly, but
it was the Moon Pearl on Zora Ledge.
Oh, right. Because I put off Escape and Uncle for so long, so I didn't get those flippers. So
yeah.
But I think I did the front of Eastern Palace before I had Dark World access.
You did, yes. And you also went into Desert before you had Dark World access as well. Like
Yeah, that book and
that made sense though. That one made sense because you got
I'm suspicious when there's a book in Kakariko.
Yeah. I'm not saying Desert was the wrong play for you specifically, because you didn't have flippers and you weren't even thinking Zora Ledge at the point you went into Desert. But yeah, LittleMsArcade got Dark World access and then went to Desert and Eastern. Felt weird, but we'll be able to ask her shortly, hopefully, as she is in the Ganon fight. She's gonna have a slightly faster time of it than you did, having those silvers. Or at least, hopefully, we'll have a slightly faster time of it. Not to curse somebody from 10 minutes in the past, but...
She's gonna destroy this pig, I believe.
Yep. Okay. Yep, already halfway through phase 3. Lag Cane providing some protection there.
Yeah, the Ganon teleport patterns were pretty friendly.
Yes. Which is about the only friendly thing that happened in this seed. Oh, speaking of unfriendly, that's a missed torch glitch. Which shouldn't be too big of a problem because she has silvers.
I don't even go. I don't go for torch glitch when I have silvers. Like, what's the point?
Does just need one more arrow, I believe. Got the double and then another in. So, yep, there's the last shot into the pig for LittleMsArcade. Needs to survive the most dangerous one by 3. You know the drill. Get those GGs ready in chat. For LittleMsArcade, who finishes in second place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 38 seconds. I love when, by the way, I was going to say this and then forgot about it until I saw it again on LittleMsArcade's side. Nice try, Force Room text.
I loved that bow placement. I mean, come on. How could you... Not just Laser Bridge, it was on Trinex.
Yep.
That was the first logical bow.
Yep. Oh, and if that's not a loaded enough TR for you, by the way, hookshot's on Laser Bridge. Alright, so we are going to see if LittleMsArcade's going to join us. I have not heard either way. Yep, there she is, and we will get her on up here, and there she is. GG's.
Thanks.
So yeah, that happened. Really, I do have one specific question for you, and then we can just kind of freeform. I was kind of curious how you decided to dip Light World dungeons after getting Dark World access. Do you remember what your thought process was at that point?
I forgot I had Dark World access.
Okay, that would explain it.
I went to Desert and then I have Dark World access. What am I doing? And since I was already there, just go with it.
Yeah, you just were like, well, I'm here already. Okay.
Yeah. This seed.
Yeah.
Really, the logic was awful. You need to do Turtle Rock before going to Pod. That was, yeah.
And you need to do Swamp Palace hookshotless before anything else.
Yeah, then you have to get the fire rod in Mire area, and the food was in Dark Mountain.
Yeah, there's a lot of running around.
Yes.
Yeah, but yeah, just a tightly executed race on both sides. It's just slight routing differences really just kind of made the difference here. And that's just how rando goes. Sometimes you make one routing decision different, and it just turns into a couple minutes here and there, and that's how you lose.
Yeah. GG or for your win.
Yeah, and GG for sticking up with the seed.
Yeah.
And good luck to you next week in the Ambrosia week.
You too. This was my first complete seed since December, so.
Dang. Not bad. Also kind of a rude welcome back, but
Yeah.
but to have your first seed be a league matchup restreamed on a speed gaming channel, that takes some guts. So GG's, congratulations on the victory there. Well, that was bad.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
Congratulations on sticking it out, and hopefully you got the rust knocked off now, and we'll see more from you here in the coming weeks here in the league.
Yeah.
GG's to you as well, Oro.
Thank you, and good luck to the third strongest mole.
Indeed. All right, so we are going to go ahead and join the next race already in progress here. We'll be handing it off to the other commentary crew. One Up and Team Kappa, represented by 1Up40, versus Will Pulphead for Food, represented by Fatboy300. Already in progress here on Speed Gaming 3. There's also action on Speed Gaming 5 if you want to dual screen it. And then there will be another race starting at 10:40 tonight over on the ALTTPR League 2. So follow all of the Speed Gaming channels, Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6, all of the ALTTPR League channels, the ALTTPR League, and the ALTTPR League 2 through 4. My name is Westside Vandal. Thank you for joining me on commentary. Thank you to iBot02 for tracking, and thank you to Fear Agent for producing this particular race. Enjoy the race already in progress. See you next time, folks.